not be too proud and think that you have all the answers, because if you have all the answers, you're done growing. You want to keep room to grow. But basically, everybody can use somebody that can point them into the right direction.
I start to flex. When I was in Huggies, I started to flex. I start to flex. Arrows in this text. New niggas wanna get wet. When I was just a toddler is when I start to flex.
Hey y'all, it's your boy Zeus, man, back with another one. Here to talk about life coaching and mentors, what they are and why you might need one. All right. Recently, I just got into life coaching. And the reason why is because I'm kind of trying to fill a void with having mentors and having somebody to talk to, having someone to push you to your goals and hold you accountable for some of the things that you want to do. The reason why I kind of came up with the idea is because when I was younger, I had a mentor. His name is Mr. Toomer. He was actually the principal in my school. Shout out to you, Mr. Toomer. I was a trouble kid, always getting suspended, always looking for the attention in all the wrong ways and shit. And for some reason, he seen potential in me and kind of just pulled me out of my environment, pulled me away from the rest of the kids, and started mentoring me, started driving me home from school, bringing me to his house, introducing me to his family and stuff like that. And he really was able to see a better version of me. He could see that I needed attention and I wanted attention. So he wanted to step in and see what he could do, and it actually worked out. A mentor could be very valuable to somebody's life because as human beings, we naturally forget easily and go back to our own ways. So me and you could have a conversation about all the things that you have to change in your life, all of the goals that you have, all of the stuff that you want to do in your life. And you could agree 110% with me. And then get away from me and a couple hours will go by, and naturally you will go back into your own way of thinking and your own natural habits. So it's not even that you didn't agree with me, it's just the fact that you're naturally going back into your own routine. So what a life coach is somebody to hold you accountable, all of those goals that we spoke about, all of those things that you said you wanted to do. They're holding you accountable for that, and they're making sure that you keep pushing, you staying motivated throughout the whole process. I could go back to when I was a kid. He picked me to mentor me. But as you get older, it becomes harder and harder to find somebody to trust to talk about your problems with, your friends, your family members and stuff like that. When you're going through personal relationships, and you kind of feel embarrassed talking about certain areas and certain situations because you might feel like I'm talking about my boyfriend or something and I might end up getting back with him. So you're holding back certain things. You're not saying certain things because you don't want your family member or your friend to judge your boyfriend or judge your partner, because you're just mad right now and eventually you'll probably end up going back. Life coaches don't really give too much advice. They're more like listeners. They'll ask you a lot of questions and help you figure it out on your own. But a life coach is not a counselor. A life coach is not a therapist, a doctor, none of that. A life coach is literally just a motivational friend and somebody to hold you accountable for things that you want to do. A life coach is not really for somebody who's down and out and, bro, and not really on the right track. A life coach is more or less for somebody has goals, but might be a little bit distracted. And it's a little bit harder to stay focused, even just life obstacles, social issues, personal issues, bills, all of this stuff, it overwhelms you, you know what I mean? Where if you're taking care of so much stuff, one little penny, if you put that penny on you, it's not going to weigh a lot. But once you start tagging a bunch of pennies on you, it's going to start weighing you down. That person to motivate you and push you through and keep you focused on the prize. Everybody needs one. Everybody can use a life coach. Everybody can use a mentor, including myself. It's easy to get distracted, you know what I mean? With friends and your environment, it's very easy to get distracted. So, and your social life, you know what I'm saying? If you're dealing with a guy or a girl, it could mess up your whole focus. Myself included, I be needing a motivational friend, somebody to keep me focused and keep my eye on the prize and hold me accountable for all of the things that I spoke about. If I'm saying, oh, I'm about to buy a dog, somebody to hold me accountable for that. Yo, didn't you say you was about to buy a dog? What happened? You know what I'm saying? That should have triggered something in you and make you reprogram and refocus. Do not be too proud and think that you have all the answers, because if you have all the answers, you're done growing. You want to keep room to grow. But basically, everybody can use somebody that can point them into the right direction. And do not confuse it with anything professional, like a psychiatrist or a counselor, a psychologist, none of that. Do not confuse it with none of that stuff, because a life coach doesn't have to even have any type of education. A life coach could have dropped out of school in middle school and ended up being a multi-millionaire, and he could teach you how to get to where he's at, be successful how he is. He could give you a bunch of tips on a bunch of different areas that you didn't go through, and he can coach you and give you a good understanding of how he got to be that successful. So don't think that it has anything to do with school, because it doesn't have anything to do with schools. They cannot diagnose you. They cannot prescribe you any medicine. They cannot do none of those things. It's not regulated by the government where they can have insurance pay for the service. So that's not what, like, do not mix it with counseling, do not mix it with anything. It's basically just somebody who experienced certain things, and they can just help you with it. Could be anything. Whatever you have knowledge on, if you have the information to offer, then you can be a life coach. You could tell them how you got it done. Somebody would look at you, look at your lifestyle, they'd be like, oh, you seem like you're doing good for yourself. You have your own car, your own apartment, your own career path. You're working for yourself. You have your own money. You don't seem to be struggling. You're, good father. They look at all of these things and they're like, how can I get that? You being where you're at, you can tell them how you can get there. It's easy for you to explain it because you're there. Just a mentor is like a big brother. You know what I mean? Somebody who's gonna keep their foot on you. You know what I mean? Keep that foot on your neck and make sure that you do what you say you're gonna do. Anybody feels like they need someone to talk to, or if they need someone to confide in, or somebody to hold them accountable in certain areas, or somebody to just be real with them. Like, at the end of the day, sometimes your friends ain't even gonna be real with you. They might beat around the bush and just try to let you down easy or whatever. If you need somebody to just be real with you and somebody to hold you accountable and be straightforward with you, you could call the number that's in the flyer, that's gonna be in the bio, and I'll do a free consultation for you. You say that you watch the video, and I'll do the free consultation for you. On that note, I'm out, man. It's your boy Zeus. Like, subscribe to this channel. I will be back. More content coming. More everything coming. I gotta catch up. I got a lot of different business ventures and things that I'm doing right now. I got another litter of Frenchies on the way, so look out for that.